Hey guys, it's Super here. So it's been a couple of days since Guan has released, and now I think the dust has settled and we have a pretty good idea of how to build it. So let's talk about it. First of all, of course, you want to give him as much breakthrough as you can. He's a phenomenal damage dealer and support simultaneously. He's a character definitely worth getting breakthrough 8 on. Of course, if you guys don't have the materials, get as high of a breakthrough that you can. And also try and increase your affection for him to give additional stats. So just put him in your home state in any of the buildings like so, and he will get some bonus stats over time. So there's going to be a few things to talk about. And let's talk about the gear first. And first of all, let's discuss what stats he needs. So he is a HP burning character, which means naturally he will want some HP, which is what his damage skills offers. And he will also want some mastery as well. The other worthwhile thing that you should note regarding what he skills off is damage res over here. Every 1% of damage res increases basic attack and skill damage by 0.5% up to 100%. So this means that he wants ideally 40% damage res. And the good thing about this is it is only counted at the beginning of self turns, meaning that the value in battle itself is more important than the value that you see over here. So at the stats page, you can see I have only 19% damage res. And that's because on his exclusive one, you will get 20% damage res for free. So once again, the goal is 40% damage res, and there's multiple different sources. So 20% from exclusive one is very easy to get. And then on top of that, you can get 9% from your arena talents over here, 9% at max level. And I do recommend you max this as fast as possible if you have Guan after you max speed first. And then once you do that, that will be 20 from exclusive one and 9% for free from the talents. And that results in you needing 11% more. So the only remaining way for you to get damage resistance is from gear sets, of which there's only one specific gear set which grants damage res, which is one of the new ones over here, which is the Rapid Rejuvenation set. So the Rapid Rejuvenation set gives 10% damage res, and now in total I have 39%, so 10% from this gear set, one copy or one set of it, and then I have 20 from exclusive one, and then 9% from the arena talents, totaling 39% out of the 40%, and in my opinion, that last 1% isn't worth it when you can be running other sets, which we'll talk about very soon. If you don't have Guan at exclusive one, then you can only get 9% for free from your arena talents, and then the only remaining source is going to be your Rapid Rejuvenation set over here, in which case I'll run full Rapid Rejuvenation set if possible, meaning all 4 gears Rapid Rejuvenation set, which will be 10 plus 10 since you're running 2 sets, plus 9 from arena talents to be 29%. So if you have exclusive one, once again, max your arena talents, run 1 copy of Rapid Rejuvenation set, and then for your next set which you should use, it should be a damage healing set. Because once again, Guan is a character which deals lots of damage, and well, because of that, you want to put damage sets on it. So what I recommend if you have availability to all these newer sets is put this Wind Erosion set as your second set. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm running 1 Rapid Rejuvenation, 1 Wind Erosion, and this gives damage over time, skill damage, and speed, all stats which he definitely scales off of. If you don't have Rapid Rejuvenation set, then this getting your damage resistance requirement of 40% is going to be a lot harder. And maybe you do have these gear sets, but your substats are going to be very weak. And even if that's the case, I recommend that you have at least 1 set of the Rapid Rejuvenation set on him at all costs, because just having the set on him will give you 50% basic attack damage and skill damage. So even if the substats are bad, in my opinion, it's worth it. And it's non-negotiable for you to have at least 1 or like two pieces of this set on him at minimum. So if you don't have this Rapid Rejuvenation set, you don't have this Wind Erosion set, then let me list some alternatives. Bone Erosion is going to be pretty good, once again stats that he benefits off of, mastery, damage over time, and speed. Alternatively, you can run Devouring set, once again, good stats for him. And if you don't have that, you can opt for some more budget sets, of which I would consider the HP and Mastery set over here, which is the Endurance set. So obviously, I was going down in terms of like priority. If ideally, I think I recommend you should run what I'm running, which is half Wind Erosion and half Rapid Rejuvenation. For the artifacts, in the A1 artifact, the main stat should be Mastery. This is pretty much non-negotiable. And for the substats, you're looking for things like speed and HP rate. I'm not going to mention mastery because once again, if you have a mastery main stat artifact, you can't get an artifact with mastery as the substat. So ideally, you have something with mastery, speed, and HP rate. For the A3 artifact, you should go for HP as the main stat. This is less important, but obviously still ideal. And for the substats, you want speed, HP rate, and mastery. Obviously, maybe you won't be able to get all three of these, but the more, the better. And finally, for your A5 artifact, you want speed as the main stat. This is non-negotiable. And you want HP rate and mastery as the substats. Let's also talk about the order in which you should make these gears Mythic and Supreme. So there are three main artifacts that you would want to consider bringing to Mythic first and then to Supreme first as well. The first two is going to be your boots and your A5 artifact because of the speed main stat. Obviously, that's going to be ideal. And then the following one is going to be this A1 mastery artifact because when you bring it to Mythic and Supreme, you'll get more mastery over here. The reason why I'm not leveling mine is because this artifact itself is pretty bad, so I'm gonna wait until I have a better one. Let me just show you guys my gear before you move on so you have a rough idea. And in general, the substats which I'm good on one done is going to be speed, HP rate, DOT damage, skill damage, and mastery. And if you get effect rest, that's not too bad too because he doesn't have any effect rest himself. So here's my gears. For this one, we have speed, HP rate. This one we have skill damage +3 and damage over time +2. For this one we have skill damage over time, mastery, all very good. Skill damage, mastery. This A1 artifact is pretty bad. For this one we have HP rate and speed. And for the A5 artifact we have mastery. This one's not the best either. So I'm looking to replace my A1 and A5 artifact. Additionally, I'll just mention as a final point, having effect rest as a main stat over here I would say is actually pretty okay. Because once again, he doesn't have any CC immunity, so effect rest is going to be decent on him. Now let's talk about emblems. He's a character which once again wants HP rate and mastery and any kind of damage over time related effects. So for this first one, it doesn't really matter, he doesn't benefit from either. Well, over here you can see damage over time. For this one, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can see we take more damage, but we also deal more damage. The reason I'm taking this is because, once again, he's a fantastic damage dealer. In my opinion, it's worthwhile getting this. But if you don't want to, you can take one of these other two options. I would recommend damage over time received -9%. Then we take damage over time increase, damage over time increase, all damage increase, all damage increase, damage over time increase, and lastly, mastery. So there's some, I wouldn't say it's a debate, but there are some people using the support tree over here. I think the hero bot suggests this, and others who use this defense tree. In my opinion, the defense tree is better, and I think generally more people use this with more success. So let me show you what we pick. Effect rest, once again, he needs more if possible. Damage reflect, damage taken reduction, effect rest, control rest, and lastly, damage received minus up to 9%. So next we have blessings, and for blessings, once again, he's going to want the stats I mentioned earlier. For the bottom slot, you want effect rest so that he's more immune to CC. For the middle slot, generally, you want mastery as at least one of the slots. I think this is pretty non-negotiable. Mastery is once again very important on him. Other good alternatives are going to be skill damage, HP burning bonus, and basic attack damage. All of these are going to be really good. You can see right now I'm running mastery. In my opinion, this is probably the most versatile. Second most versatile is probably going to be HP burning bonus, after which you can use skill damage and basic attack damage. And for the top slot, there's two good options. HP rate and speed. You can kind of decide which one of these two to use depending on your stats. For example, if your gear has more HP rate substats, maybe you can then instead run double speed here to compensate. Or if your gear has lots of speed stats, you can run double HP burn here to compensate. Next, let's talk about the echo. So obviously his own echo is going to be best by far. But if you don't have this, I recommend what you use is the Bloody Fight Echo. This is a very free to play attainable one and something that you guys should be picking from the beginner Echo Wish anyway. So most likely you're going to have this, and well, I recommend you use it if you don't have the main one, of course. Let's talk about Aura. For Aura, the Scorching Soul Aura seems to be the best. It increases his damage, and once again, he's an amazing damage dealer. But if you don't have this or don't have the resources for it, there are some alternatives. For Legendary, I would recommend Hit Grandmaster Aura over here. You can also use Versatility Aura, but in my opinion, it's not so worth it because it's very expensive. At that point, you might as well try and go for the Scorching Soul Aura. Whereas Hit Grandmaster is still good because of the HP rate, and it's a lot cheaper as well. For purple auras, I wouldn't say there's anything too interesting. Maybe you can go for speed or master research, although this is more for supports. If you're planning on going for master research, you might as well just get mastery expert over here. And for green auras, there's honestly nothing too interesting, so regardless of what you choose, the impact won't be too noticeable. Finally, let's talk about Arcane Gem. There's no definite best Arcane Gem right now, but I mean, you can't go wrong with using passive gems on him, of which they're good on him anyway. So, for example, you can use the most recent gem over here, the Soul Return Halo Crystal. This is going to be pretty good on him, especially because at higher stars, it has specific bonuses from defenders, as you can see over here, of which Guan Yu is one of them. Same with Guardian of Promise. Passive gem, which I believe benefits for defenders as well, so going to be very good as well. You can also consider Gale of Nemesis. This is a more damage focused gem, and it's for HP burn characters, which of course, once again, Guan Yu is, so this is good as well. And lastly, Godly Spirit Pearl. This is a decent one. I would say amongst the four, this is probably the worst one to use, but once again, it's a passive gem, so you can't go wrong, and it will always be a benefit. Lastly, you can also use this purple gem over here if you're going for a budget route, and it still is a pretty decent one. So besides that, I think that's all to cover for Guan Yu's build. Be sure to let me know in the comments how you have built him, and if there's anything else I missed out, leave a comment, and of course, I will try and help you guys. For now, thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.